My brothers, my sisters, when you get to the age of perhaps maturity or puberty and you begin to develop an interest in the opposite sex, you need to realize that that's where it starts. For you to make a dua to Allah, you must supplicate. Many of us don't realize that at that particular age, when we start looking, we remove Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the equation. And this is why I say that is the point where you are supposed to turn to Allah. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. O our Rabb, grant us from our spouses, our offspring, those who will be the coolness of our eyes, and make us the leaders of the righteous. And not only that dua, you supplicate in any language you want, asking Allah to bless you with the best spouse, because that spouse you will get married to will become a parent to your child by the will of Allah. So my brothers and sisters, don't forget the dua aspect of it, the supplication, call out to Allah. And on top of that, make sure you know how you are looking, where you are looking for your spouse. Because many people complain about parenting, but my brother, my sister, you made such a big mistake in your choice of a spouse. And the parents out there, you sometimes make mistakes when you say no to your children when they want to marry a righteous person, when they want to marry someone who is a good man or a good female, just because they come from the north or the south or they don't belong to your particular tribe. You say no. By doing that, you have destroyed the cornerstone of positive parenting or successful parenting, because there will remain issues between the spouses. If you have not resolved your matters as husband and wife, how do you expect to show or to lead that particular offspring that Allah blesses you with in a way that is exemplary or that is good? إِذَا أَتَاكُمْ مَنْ تَرْضَوْنَ دِينَهُ وَخُلُقَهُ فَزَوِّجُوهُ. If someone comes to you with a proposal, their level of deen is okay, their level of akhlaq is okay, it is acceptable to you, then you let your children be married. Do not prohibit. If you do, the same narration says, إِلَّا تَفْعَلُوهُ تَكُنْ فِتْنَةٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَفَسَادٌ عَرِيضٌ. If you are not going to do that, there will be great chaos and corruption on earth. And who will have caused it? Unfortunately, the parents themselves. So remember this, it's important. I've started at that point because I believe firmly that the choice of your spouse plays the biggest role in whether or not you are going to manage those children. Do not be attracted to a materialistic spouse or someone who is successful solely and only from a materialistic angle or perspective, because if that's the case, remember, one day they may not have that. Or you may find habits that become so bad that you would have to ignore sometimes. I know of many emails I receive, unfortunately from this country mostly, where some of the sisters complain, I've got a very good husband, but he drinks alcohol. And it's like nothing is wrong. He gambles and he goes out with any woman he wants, but he's a good man in the house. He reads his salah. I was shocked. Wallahi, I couldn't believe it. Is this what is really happening? I hope it's not true. My beloved brothers, let's never let that happen. You want to be positive parents, you have to have a positive union. Without a positive union, how can you be a positive parent, my beloved brothers and sisters? And the final point I want to raise is, we need to make sure that we become closer and closer to Allah as the days pass. I want the best husband, the best wife, but I don't read salah. I want a lovely man, but he doesn't want me. You know why? I am far off the mark. Subhanallah, I need to get closer to Allah. So if you want to look after your children, you start off with the spouse. If you want a good spouse and you are not fulfilling salah, you have a problem. So the point I raise, make lots of dua, work according to the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you better make sure, and I better make sure, that as the days pass, I become closer to Allah, not further away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.